Welcome back to MidcapRadar on CNBCTV18. Now, the Midcap Index was doing a bit of an outperformance, but that's really got sold into. So as we speak, the Midcap Index is absolutely flat at this point of time. JSW Steel should come up for you because, in fact, they've gone ahead and they have increased prices by around 500 to around 750 rupees per ton. That really would be on the back of higher iron ore prices. That's likely to be a pass-through effect, but that stock as well under pressure in this morning's trade. Let's start speaking with the first management we have this afternoon. Mr. Dhanuka joins us from Dhanuka Agritech. Hi, Mr. Dhanuka. Thanks for joining in. Now, just going through your numbers, and your 9th-month performance is quite stellar. Can you tell us about your EBITDA margins? They're standing at around 16% for the last 9 months. Can you better that?
We are basically working to sustain these margins. We are expecting 9(3) molecules, which will be first time launched in India in next financial year, 2 molecules. And with the introduction and scaling up the sales for the new molecules, definitely we hope that these margins not only will sustain, but there are hopes to increase that level also.
Can you use the operating leverage of increasing your pricing going ahead, which could, aid in sustaining your margins at these levels? Can pricing go up, say, in the next 6 months? And if yes, by how much?
Yeah, now the Chinese government has also become very strict on environment and pollution norms. Even the Indian companies are importing a lot of intermediates and chemicals to make active ingredient in India. So the prices by the Chinese suppliers have increased, and ultimately that cost is passed on to the customer. So we'll be able to increase our prices according to market.
Mr. Dhanuka, I believe you have 6 to 7 new specialty molecules. How many do you plan to launch going ahead in the next 3-4 years odd?
We hope to launch 2 9(3) molecules every year from FY 14-15 continuously for 3 years. 6 molecules are in pipeline, and 2 such molecules will be launched every year from next financial year.
Okay. You're also expected to get a regulatory clearance for another in-licensed molecule in Q4 of this fiscal year. That's in the Jan to March quarter. When are you looking to launch that molecule?
Yeah, that regulatory affairs approvals is 9(3) approval only from Central Insecticides Board, Faridabad. And we were expecting in Q4 of this FY, but now it is being little delayed, so we hope to launch in Q1 of next financial year.
But you'll get the regulatory clearance in this quarter?
No, it is expected any moment.
Okay.
Mr. Dhanuka, what about your new plant at Rajasthan? How is that progressing? When can we see some kind of output from there?
The construction is going on full swing. We have already placed our orders for plant and machinery because it takes minimum 4 to 5 months delivery for new plants, and we hope that the same will be commissioned by Q4 of this financial year, next financial year. So between January to March or FY 15, we will start production over there.
And what's the potential revenue we can expect from there?
Once the production will streamline, we can expect production of 500 crores over there.
Okay. Just focusing on one of your other in-licensed molecules, Danfuron. It was launched in December of 2013. So just in the first 2 months, what has been the revenue as well as EBITDA from this molecule?
You see, they have this molecule has been recently launched. They are not first time launchers in India. Okay. They are basically 9(4) registration. The product which are already registered in India, and some other companies marketing that molecule, we also start marketing that molecule as co-marketing. So we hope that this will scale next year, because this was at the fag end of this financial year. We will be getting major revenue from next financial year onwards from these molecules.
Any internal targets of how much it can contribute, say next year, in the next fiscal year, as well as what the margins would be on this product?
Ma'am, the 9(4) registration which are introduced they can contribute 2 to 3% in the top line. But the 9(3) registration, which will be first time launched in India, they have basically opportunity to grow at a faster pace, and they can contribute more than 5% in the top line and more than 10% in the bottom line of the company.
Mr. Dhanuka, can you give us some guidance numbers with regard to what you'll do in FY15, because the 9-month chart is looking very good. So any kind of guidance you can give us with regard to our top line and bottom line growth?
Yes, we hope to grow by 20 to 25% in next financial year in top line, and 25 to 30% in the net profits, EBITDA margin as well as net profits.
Okay. What is the total capex for FY15, and how are you all planning to, fund it?
The capex will be around 50 crores for this new facility at Keshwana in Rajasthan, and it will be invested in around, say, 30% in current financial year and rest in next financial year. We are meeting these capex requirements from our internal accruals.
What would the debt on the books be, sir?
Ours is a debt-free company. There is no debt in the company except the working capital requirements from the banks.
Mr. Dhanuka, you said that you're expecting a growth of nearly around 25-30% in the next year itself. Can you break that up for us with regard to price hikes as well as volume going ahead?
Yeah, definitely the volume will be more than 15%, and the price hike may be around 7 to 8%.
So any kind of price hikes in the offering in the next 6 months?
Yeah, definitely, as the prices for active ingredients, that is technical grade pesticides, is increasing, we have to increase our formulation brand cost. So it can be 3 to 4% in the first 6 months.
Okay, thanks so much for taking the time out and joining us. That is, we wish you good luck as well. That's the word on Dhanuka Agritech. In fact, post its earnings, which was a very good set of numbers, a lot of companies, brokerages had upgraded their earnings estimates. So MK had upped their FY14, FY15 earnings by 7 to 10%. PL as well had raised their estimates for FY14 and FY15 by 10 to 13% post the earnings. And now the management has guided for a 20 to 25% top line growth in FY15 and 25 to 30% for the bottom line in the coming fiscal year. In case you missed out on this interview or you want to go back and revisit all the details, remember, you could log on to moneycontrol.com and get all the details there. On that note, it's time for a very short break, but in another company, a corporate is lined up for you on the other side, Ashoka Buildcon, so stay tuned.